I mean, the calmness that he has in those moments was, the thing that I was aware of. Everybody else is kind of frantic in those moments. You're on the road. In my estimation, you just want to get a good shot so it balances out whatever happens in transition. But to be able to throw the ball to a guy like that, and he can get you an efficient shot, like all of his shots down the stretch were efficient. And even the ATO, we tried to run a flare. They guarded it. He did another setup. He comes off, he knocks down a three. Like, that's the kind of stuff that certainly not coaching. It's just a guy who's been there before and understands the moment. And overall, I just thought we had a number of guys just stay the course as far as their mental stamina. DA wasn't having the kind of night he's used to, and then he comes up with a huge offensive rebound. He has 16 boards, and then Ish off the bench was unbelievable. And then I thought Book, he has 36 points, but I thought the free throw rebound that he took and got the layup, like that's just will, and wanting it, So we had a number of guys, Chris knocking down shots on the backside, but Kevin, he's great players, wait for those moments. And I think for him, everything's real slow. And he just takes advantage of whatever the defense does and gets to his spots. And the other side is he's a willing passer. Like, he was swinging that thing around the backside, and a guy has 37 points and only takes 17 shots. Like, that's pretty efficient.
When you look at what you were trying to get done on the defensive end, and you know that Luka and Kyrie got it going, is there anything you felt like just getting one stop would be?
I mean, credit to J.O. I took him out. He had a ton of shots that he'd been making and he missed, and it was disrupting our offensive rhythm a bit. And then at the end, he comes back in, he guards Luka, and Luka misses a shot that he typically makes. Credit to him for keeping his mental stamina in a good place to step up and get a stop.
What made you go to Wainright, and then, because initially I know you had plenty of options, what made you go with him initially?
I mean, there's a lot there. I'm all over the place with trying to figure out who that guy's going to be, but for the most part, I trust him. Last game in Chicago, I was going to play him in the second half, and I said, be ready. He's like, I'm ready, coach. And then I didn't play him. And he didn't go down in the dumps. He didn't pout. He was the same guy. And then I didn't play him in the first half tonight or today. And when I looked down there, he had his head down. He was almost shaking because I knew he wanted to get in the game. And I said, okay, let's go. And that sometimes as a coach, if you've been in that position, you're looking down at the bench. You want guys looking back at you that want to, go into the game. Sometimes you look down there, and if you see a guy not even paying attention, you think to yourself, he may not even be ready. I was watching Ish, and he was almost shaking in his seat because he wanted to get out there and have an effect on the game. And the shots he made were great, but I thought the duck in where Luka tried to duck in on him and he got the deflection, like those are the kinds of plays that builds trust, not just from me, but from the staff and his teammates.
Are you happy to have a stress test like this? Possession game?
Yeah.
Book had one, Kevin had one?
Yeah. I think it's important to build rhythm because it allows for you to create habits, and what you do habitually, you're going to do under stress. And so for us, we need to be under these circumstances with this group to kind of see who we are, what we can do, the environments on the floor, and then to be able to be in this situation on the road and win a game like this. I think it's going to help us build rhythm faster.
It's pretty clear that the other teams are going to force the ball to your four-man, whoever that is. Dallas is helping off Chris. Like, it's clear these teams are saying we want the ball in Chris's hands or your four-man's hands. I feel like that's going to be happening more and more. Like, how do you feel you guys are ready for that?
I think we are ready, and I think it's, as I just said, the more times you're in that environment, I think it helps you grow. You don't grow, you ain't going to find greatness on the beach. You find the growth you need under stress. And the more stress you're under, when you get in these moments, it just becomes more like this. And so Chris has been in those moments. Maybe not as a catch shot guy, but I think he's ready for it and he wants it. And he and Campaign have been, working on that a ton. And then, the guys like Ish and J.O. and Terrence and Torrey, they're going to get those shots and they got to be ready to knock them down. Can I go now?
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Environment and with everything going on to deliver like that.
Oh man, it felt great. Be able to play 40 minutes, be in a fourth quarter game. We had to, be locked in all the way to the last possession. It's always fun, playing against two all-world Hall of Fame players as well on the other side. Just makes the game even better. So glad we can come out here and get a W and head home. Finish the road trip off right.
I'm assuming that minute restriction is over.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it. 40 minutes. And I was out there for a while, and I didn't look over to Monty on purpose. I wanted to keep playing, but I'm glad he trusted me out there. I'm glad the training staff trusted me, and hopefully we can build on this from here.
Is it good to you and Devin to sort of share the load down the stretch? I saw there were times where you said, just go.
Yeah, I mean, that's a team, you got to try to be unpredictable in your attack, and you got, Ish came out here big threes for us the whole second half. CP hit some big shots there in the fourth. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be unpredictable with our attack, but everybody in the world knows the ball's going to go to either me or him. We need a basket. So try to make good shots, be efficient in our movements, and tonight we was able to knock them down.
It seems like teams, we don't even 3 games, but they're really trying to force the ball to Chris or whoever your foreman is.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd seeing Chris just left alone.
Yeah.
That's going to kind of be maybe the way it goes.
Yeah, I think when Book, he draws so much attention. I think the last 3 or 4 years he's been seeing that type of attention, and I've been seeing that as well. So, teams know how to, they have a game plan on me and him as scorers. They try to execute it. But when we got guys that can knock shots down, guys that can play off the catch and drive it and create plays for others as well, it just makes us more dynamic. So if you want to shrink the paint or double us in pick and roll, we just got to make the right play and trust our teammates, and they'll make the right play afterwards.
You and Devin were talking throughout the fourth quarter. Y'all talked the whole game, but I noticed it more so then. Was that just a matter of discussing what's going to happen on the next end?
We talking through every play. I think that's the beauty of having a veteran team. Guys, try to figure out the solution right there on the spot. They don't wait too long. If we're struggling, we're trying to figure out why we're struggling in the moment and then move on and make some adjustments. And so we're always in nonstop communication. And that just makes the game even more fun, builds camaraderie as a team as well.
Kevin, what did you think of the atmosphere tonight here in Dallas? Did it kind of feel like a playoff game? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, since 2007 when I stepped into the league, I feel like every game in Dallas has been like this. Playoff-like atmosphere. Their fans support their team through and through. And I don't ever remember it being a bad crowd here in Dallas. So it's always a fun game, especially the early game on Sunday. So they showed out tonight.
What was your emotions playing against Kyrie?
No emotions at all. It's another game. Like I told somebody earlier, I played most of my career. I played against Kyrie, so he was on my team for the last couple of years. But majority of my career, I played against him, so I know how I feel.
Yeah, it seemed just watching that there was no emotion, which kind of surprised some people, I think, because of your recent history.
Yeah, I just think that we both locked in on the floor. We want to go out there and be the best that we can be, and that sometimes you get distracted trying to hang out, talking, catch up on old time with your friends. So both was locked in, and glad we got the W.
Okay, Dirk's one of the people that are going to be leading the Hall of Fame class this year. Just thoughts about his career and maybe a couple of those other finalists on that list.
Who's the other finalist?
D. Wade, Pau Gasol, Coach Pop, Dirk, obviously, Becky Hammond, and a couple others.
Yeah, about three people on that list I done beat in the playoff series before. So, I mean, I'm getting old, I guess, right? But Dirk is Dallas. He set the standard for every player that walked in here. Statue out front, name on the street out front. He's the career you want to look at and try to, emulate if you're a player. I got so much respect for him, his work ethic and what he brought to the game. I'm still learning and taking stuff from him to this day. So, congrats to Dirk for going in the Hall forever. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment along with the other finalists and the people that got inducted in. Some great names that shifted the game forward and inspired us all. So congrats to them.
On the last play, from the shot that you hit, obviously, maybe you want a direct line, but they kind of force you to kind of loop a little bit. Maybe just take people through that play.
Yeah, everybody plays me physical, so nobody's ever gonna retreat when they guard me. So you see a lot of other guys, they might get some space a little bit, and you want to take that drive. But I think a lot of teams just be physical with me, so sometimes I got to veer off, and instead of a straight line drive, it might be a banana cut or banana dribble is what we like to say, and you just either way, just get there, So I felt like I had a good handle on the ball, and I seen the lane, and once I had it on my hip, I felt like I was in a good position and just stop on a dime. So glad I made it.
Kevin, there's a lot of things that you have to get used to whenever you join a new team. Obviously, you've had great success so far joining the Suns, and you talked about earlier how you and Devin Booker were talking how you were going to attack the fourth quarter. Can you talk about just the Phoenix Suns leadership with Coach Monty, Chris, obviously being a leader, yourself, Devin Booker, how that's going so far?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's, like I said, it's always communication in the locker room. We talking through everything we need to talk through, regardless of, who's in the game. I think even the guys that don't play a lot of minutes, they letting us know what they see from the sideline as well. So I think leadership is about a group effort. Like, we're not going to just look at one guy to, have all the answers. I think we can all figure it out as a collective and move from there. And like I said, veteran teams that been through a lot, that's seen some stuff in this league. It's good to have those voices talking in the locker room. So it's only going to make us better. I'm looking forward to keep building with this team. It's been fun so far.
You looking forward to the first home game?
Yeah. That's I'm glad I was able to get a couple on the road to get my feet wet, because I know it's going to be loud in there Wednesday, I think. So looking forward to our fans. I know they can't wait to see us out on the floor, and I'm looking forward to getting back home for a couple days.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. I've been on the other side of it, so I know it's a tough coverage. It's one of those situations where no matter what you do, it's like he's playing with just him in the hoop out there. The skill set for his size, is second to none. And, it's another example of that tonight.
Curious in terms of just being in that environment with him for the first time, and how you think that worked out between you and him as far as getting shots off. You scored 36, he scored 37, but how'd you like the rhythm and flow with each other?
Yeah, I said it when we first made the trade. He's somebody that's a plug-in player. You can put him in any environment, any offense, any set, and he's going to be efficient. He's going to make sure other people get open looks, and he's going to play the right way. And tonight was another example of that. All we're trying to do is win out there and play the game the right way. Dallas was laying off of whoever our fourth or fifth man was and just giving wide open shots. And, Ish came in the second half and made him pay for that.
You've seen good.
Second to last possession, when you went up and DA had to put back, it looked like you looked at Kevin and he wanted you to take it.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys been talking on, just sort of visual communication?
Yeah, communication is important. I was looking to get him a post up. He told me to take it. So that's the type of communication that you want from your teammate. That gives you ultimate confidence when somebody believes in you, to that magnitude. And, that wasn't the first time in the game that he did that. He kept encouraging me to attack and be aggressive.
So they were shrinking on DA a lot. They're basically just forcing the ball to, like you said, the 4 and 5. It's kind of strange to see Chris just sort of left there. It feels like that's the way it's going to be. That's the strategy teams are going to use on you guys. How do you feel about that?
We'll see. I'm sure it'll change game to game, but I think that'll be something that they result back to often. But we have ultimate confidence in everybody. I'm telling Chris to shoot it every time, Ish to shoot it, Josh to keep shooting. He didn't hit many today, but the last 2 games he made the teams pay. So, we're going to keep working on it. The more games we play, the more experience, the better. So we can kind of see and gauge how teams are going to be guarding it.
On your discussion with Luka, was it something you said to him or something he said to you that kind of got you guys?
I'm not here to tattletale.
The cameras picked up what he said to you.
Yeah, I was talking to the ref. He said something to me the first I responded. You guys say you don't want everybody to be friendly. There you go. We got some smoke.
Do you think that traces back to the playoffs last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's just two competitors going at it. Like I just said, you got everybody speaks on how friendly the NBA is now, and don't like that. And I have no problem with Luka, on or off the court. But when we're competing, we're competing.
You look at just Ish, and you've seen him work in practice, but how rewarding was it to see him actually translate that to the game? He had huge shots tonight.
It's special, man. It's a role that we congratulate for a reason, and it's something that I can't do. Sit a half of a game and then come in the second half and just be ready to go. So, I have the utmost respect for guys that are coming off the bench, not knowing when their name's going to be called, and still ready to go. So it was an impressive game. But Ish is a hard worker, man. I don't expect nothing less than that.
Because of that smoke, was it satisfying for you and maybe KD with Kyrie and the
So you guys are just trying to stir the pot, man.
That's correct.
I don't have problems with nobody.
Devin, how do you feel
Last
that
one.
y'all defended Luka tonight? He shot 19 free throws, scored 34.
Yeah, that's the problem. Just trying to keep him off the line. I think we guarded him well from the field. Just those free throw attempts hurt. They slow down the game, and it's a tough coverage. So, at least we held him low from the field. But those free throw attempts are tough. 19 free throws. That's way too many.
Thanks, Luke.